This detention center in Brooklyn, and he is in this very special portion of the facility that offers an extra layer of security for high-profile individuals who could be targeted among the general population. And that could mean that he's limited to facilities like the library and the phone, so could make it hard, his lawyers are saying, for him to be able to prepare for trial. And because of all of this, Combs' attorney is actually asking for him to be moved to a New Jersey jail. But a judge said that that's ultimately going to be up to the Bureau of Prisons to decide. I mean, he can continue to appeal this and can appeal the bond, right? But you saw it with Ghislaine Maxwell. She continued to appeal and was not successful. Now, two federal judges saying, you got to stay behind bars.
Now, the Sean Diddy Combs investigation. New surveillance video shows Combs being taken into custody in a Manhattan hotel last week. Our senior investigative court.
Diddy finds himself at the center of a high-stakes courtroom battle, and it's all anyone can talk about. Just moments ago, what seemed like a routine legal proceeding took a shocking turn that left everyone in the room stunned. In an unexpected twist, Diddy made a last-ditch attempt to escape an inevitable downfall. This wasn't a minor outburst, it was a full-blown attempt to evade consequences that have been looming for months. But before diving into the drama of the courtroom, let's rewind to the beginning. Diddy didn't just stumble into success, he fought for it. His journey kicked off in the early 90s as an intern at Uptown Records, where he quickly made a name for himself by spotting talent like no other. Diddy's sharp business sense set him apart, and it wasn't long before he was climbing the music industry's ranks. After parting ways with Uptown, Diddy had even bigger dreams, which he realized in 1993 with the founding of Bad Boy Records.
Rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been denied bail as he awaits trial on federal charges. Combs pleaded not guilty to racketeering, sex trafficking and transporting for prostitution in a New York court.
We've been able to speak to your son.
What did you say to him when you visited him in court? Is he doing...
Diddy wasted no time transforming Bad Boy Records into a music powerhouse, bringing in legendary artists like the notorious B.I.G. Mace and Faith Evans. These talents not only dominated the charts, but also helped define the sound of 90s hip-hop and R&B. Bad Boy Records quickly became synonymous with success, and Diddy was the mastermind behind it all. His empire only expanded as he branched into other industries, launching Sean John, a fashion line that became iconic in urban style. Next came his foray into fragrance with the release of Unforgivable, a scent that made waves in the luxury market. But it was his partnership with Ciroc, a premium vodka brand, that truly solidified his influence in the liquor industry. With each calculated move, Diddy grew his brand and built an empire worth millions. At his peak, he stood as one of entertainment's wealthiest figures, amassing a net worth nearing $900 million. Yet as his fortune grew, whispers of misconduct lingered in the background. Behind the glitz and glamour, rumors of Diddy's darker activities surfaced, allegations about his involvement in various illicit dealings. Though these claims never seemed to gain traction, recent months have brought an unrelenting storm of accusations. It all began with a bombshell lawsuit that placed Diddy at the center of a massive criminal investigation. This lawsuit was just the tip of the iceberg, revealing a side of the mogul that many had suspected for years but few dared to openly discuss. Diddy was arrested on charges that threatened to dismantle everything he had built over the past few decades. The details of the case were deeply disturbing, with accusations that he had orchestrated a hidden network to exploit young women and manipulate those around him for personal gain. These charges were especially damning, casting a harsh light on the mogul's public image. As the legal proceedings unfolded, it became increasingly clear that this was no longer just a swirl of rumors. It had escalated into a full-blown legal nightmare for Diddy.
This is just into the newsroom. A second judge has decided not to grant bail to Sean Diddy Combs. This is what we know today. This judge deciding that there are no conditions that would ensure the safety of the community or prevent Combs from tampering with witnesses.
As the evidence piled up, the pressure on Diddy became overwhelming, leading to a shocking turn of events. With each passing day, the courtroom was filled with mounting evidence and new witnesses who stepped forward to share their harrowing accounts of Diddy's alleged crimes. These testimonies painted a chilling picture of what had taken place behind closed doors. Some spoke of manipulation and control, while others recounted their direct involvement in his illegal operations. Federal raids on Diddy's properties only intensified the situation as investigators uncovered critical evidence linking him directly to the charges he faced. What began as a handful of accusations snowballed into an immense legal case, one that seemed nearly impossible to escape. Prosecutors presented an airtight case built on years of alleged criminal activity, with witnesses recounting disturbing stories of exploitation and documents recovered during the raids tying Diddy to a series of unlawful operations. The media frenzy surrounding Diddy's case was relentless, with headlines continuously updating on the latest developments and shocking courtroom revelations. Under this intense pressure, Diddy's once composed demeanor began to falter, and it became apparent that he wasn't just battling legal accusations, he was fighting for his life. The tension in the courtroom was palpable, and spectators couldn't help but wonder how long he could hold it together. Then, in a stunning turn of events, Diddy made a move that no one could have predicted in a desperate act. He bolted from his seat and dashed toward the exit in an attempt to flee the courtroom. Chaos erupted. His legal team was caught off guard, scrambling as court officers leaped into action. Within seconds, the courtroom transformed into a scene of total disorder, with officers racing to intercept him before he could make it out the door. They were quick to act, and moments later they had tackled him to the ground. But the damage was done. This impulsive act of desperation was more than just an embarrassing slip, it was a critical misstep. The sight of Diddy, a man worth hundreds of millions, attempting to escape the courthouse like a fugitive, further solidified the narrative prosecutors were building a man guilty of serious crimes, now panicking as the walls closed in. This flight attempt was more than just a dramatic moment, it was a turning point. This attempted escape became a pivotal element in the prosecution's case. They now had additional ammunition to argue that Diddy was a flight risk, a man so overwhelmed by the gravity of the charges against him that he couldn't bear to stay and face the consequences. His desperate move didn't just disrupt the courtroom, it reinforced the narrative that he had something serious to hide. This impulsive act only deepened suspicions, casting Diddy as a man on the run, willing to risk everything rather than confront the mounting evidence against him. And just like that, Diddy's desperate actions left his empire crumbling and his future hanging by a thread. The immediate legal fallout was severe. His attempt to flee didn't just humiliate him in front of the media, it brought swift and harsh consequences. Within hours, prosecutors filed motions to add new charges against him, including obstruction of justice and attempted flight from custody, both of which carry serious penalties on top of his existing charges. The impact on his trial was significant. Legal experts were quick to point out how this act could drastically alter the case's outcome. His attempt to escape painted him as someone unable to responsibly face the court process, a factor that could lead to harsher sentencing if he's found guilty. The prosecution gained a powerful argument, portraying Diddy as a danger to the community and a flight risk of portrayal that could affect his bail conditions or even lead to his detention as the case moves forward. It was already a daunting task to find jurors who hadn't been swayed by the media's intense focus on the case, but Diddy's dramatic escape attempt made it nearly impossible to ensure impartiality. This trial wasn't just about the legal process anymore, it had become a matter of public opinion. With the image of his desperate flight now embedded in people's minds, finding unbiased jurors seemed even less likely. Meanwhile, Diddy's troubles didn't stop at the courtroom door. His empire began to crumble from within as the impact of his legal battles rippled through every facet of his business. Longtime partners and brands that once celebrated Diddy's success moved quickly to distance themselves from the scandal. Even Ciroc Vodka, one of his most prominent ventures, announced they were reevaluating their association with him. If you found this video engaging, please like, share, and subscribe for more updates and in-depth stories like this.